Hey folks, Randy Go, Trout Man with you here today. Give a little channel update. Going to talk about a few questions I got asked on the channel, or answer some questions. Going to talk about the Eradicated Real Finesse 6'7" slow taper special. Absolutely beautiful rod, fantastic rod. Had a gentleman wanted to know, let's see here, I can pull it up real quick. Let's see here. He has two of the 5'6" Daiwa iPremi extra ultralight rods. His name is Rob. He's talking about how they're a hoot to fish with, and he wants me to share my thoughts on the 6'9" ultralight Eradicated Real Finesse slow taper special. I want to say what I think about it. Well, let me tell you, for those of you who've been watching my channel regularly, you know that the Eradicated Real Finesse 6'7" slow taper special is my most favorite rod. I've got dozens of rods. Well, I've had dozens of rods. I'm down to about a dozen now. But since I started doing this, I've ordered well over 24 rods. The thing I like about it is fun. It's a ton of fun. It's a slow taper rod. It's an extremely sensitive rod. And that's to me. If it's not fun, I don't want to fish with it. And of course, it depends on what fish you're going after. All rods can be fun, but you know, if you're going to go after bluegill, you don't want to use a medium light rod or you know, something like that. It's not going to be any fun. So that's why I go with ultralight. That's why I go with extra ultralight. That's why I go with super ultralights, because it just makes it a lot more fun. But you need a rod that's going to be sensitive. For me, I love sensitive rods. The slow taper special is extremely sensitive. It wasn't too long ago that when rods were slow, they were dull. They were just dull. They didn't have any sensitivity to them. But with the new blanks they have out on today's rods now, they can make a super sensitive rod and make it slow and make it light. So that works out good for all of us. But absolutely love the rod. I don't want to give up any of my rods unless, there's some rods I've sold to make room to buy other rods, because you have to, because this is an expensive hobby. And you can't, unless you're just independently wealthy, you can't buy them all. You can't buy everything. But being a panfish angler, first and foremost, ultralight angler, you want rods that are sensitive. You want rods you can have fun with for bluegill, crappie. You want a rod if you can get the, what am I trying to say? If you get the Kentucky bass, smallmouth bass on there, it's going to be able to handle it to white bass. Now, I would, you know, if I was setting out to catch white bass, I might take the slow taper special, but in all likelihood would take, if I was going targeting, you know, 14, 15-inch white bass, I'd in all likelihood take the 6'10" Luna Kia. It's just more suited for that. It's a sensitive rod. It's a great rod. And sometimes you might run into a 17, 18-inch white bass, which that rod is going to be more beneficial to you for fighting that size fish. But this is my all-around favorite rod. If you're on the fence about getting one, I highly suggest you getting one. This rod weighs 2 ounces, slightly under 2 ounces. My scale has it 2 ounces, but technically from Abu Garcia's website, it weighs 1.94 ounces, something like that, 55 grams. It has the Torzite inserts with the Fuji titanium frames, which gives it that lightweight. It gives it that rigidity, that sensitivity. It's just a fantastic rod to fish with. Also had another question from a gentleman in the UK, I think it was here. Let's see here. I think, yeah, it's a very long comment. He's talking about Fine-tailed Banshee. And he just recently purchased a Tenru Ray Spectra 6'1" light. He was interested in my thoughts on the Tenru Ray Spectra light versus Major Craft Stream Rod, as they are rated for the same lure weight. He wanted to know which one I preferred. and which one is more sensitive? Well, let me tell you, with Reyes Spectra, you're not going to go wrong with that rod. Is it more sensitive than the Major Craft fine tail stream rods? That's a tough one to say because, and the reason I say that is I don't have any fine tail stream rods that are in light action. The action on the Tenru Reyes Spectra is called light. I have a fine tail stream rod that's ultralight, but let me tell you, it's more rigid than the Tenru Reyes light action rod. So it's going to be hard to compare, but both rods are sensitive. I would give the nod, you know, I mean, you got to ask yourself, is that rod worth more, the premium you pay for it, than what you pay for the fine tail stream? That's a tough question to answer. You're talking about almost a $300 premium. You know, if I could, I would have bought all, you know, links of Reyes Spectra's Tenru rods, but unfortunately, they're so expensive. You know, you can't afford to do that, or I can't afford to do that. If I had to pick between a Reyes Spectra and a fine tail stream rod, both the same rated action, taper, power, and money was no object, well, obviously I'd pick the Tenru Reyes Spectra. But I'm going to tell you something about the fine tail stream rods. I'm really impressed with them. I don't think you're going to go wrong with them. I think Major Craft has given you a great rod for the money. Those are my thoughts. So that's what I think about it. Some people, only the best will do. And, you know, they're not going to fish a fine tail stream. Me, I have no problem fishing it. I think they're fantastic rods for the money. For the money, I think they're a great buy. At least that's my thoughts anyway. Also today, folks, I wanted to announce next week, I'm not sure what day I'll get it up. It'll probably be Thursday or Friday of next week. I'm going to get up, I say that, I'm not going to be fishing because today is 28 degrees out there right now, 12 degrees wind chill. It's going to be like this for the next 10, 11, 12 days. It's going to be pretty brutal for me. Plus, all my waters are blown out. Center Hill, the Caney Fork, Normandy, the Duck River, Tail Race, Tim's Ford, Nickajack is spilling. And plus, I'm not going to fish in the cold weather. Not this cold weather. I'm just not going to do it. But anyway, we're going to get out and fish when we can. But I wanted to say next week, maybe Thursday or Friday or something, I'm going to put up a video. I'm going to have a giveaway. And it's going to be a fantastic giveaway. So if you're a subscriber to the channel and you're watching, you don't want to miss this giveaway. It's going to be some Varivas line products, quite a few Varivas line products to a total of 8 winners. Going to give some combination of lines too. Varivas is providing the lines free of charge. And first, let me say this, folks. I'm not sponsored by Varivas in no shape, form, or fashion. Varivas does give me fishing line, but I'm going to tell you why I fish with the Varivas fishing lines. Absolutely love them. I think they're the best lines out there. The Ester line, Varivas Ester line, I've been using for years now. It puts fish in the boat. I love fishing with Ester line. A lot of people don't like it because of the manageability issues, but it's fantastic stuff. If you're a pan fisherman and you're fishing a micro jig and you want to get it down deep because Ester line sinks, or if you want extreme sensitivity, it's far more sensitive than nylon or fluorocarbon. It's just as sensitive as braid. It may be not more so because you can feel the bite on Ester on slack line. On braid, I don't think you're going to feel that thump on slack line. You might, but I don't think so. But on Ester, you will feel that thump on slack line. That's a fact. I love fishing with Ester. Those of you who watch the channel know I love fishing with it. Another line I fish with, just started here, it's relatively new to me, a few months now, is the Varivas Blue Moon Aging Ester. I'm sorry, the Varivas Blue Moon fluorocarbon. I love the stuff. Now, it is hard for me to see with that light blue color, but it's a fine diameter fluorocarbon line. It sinks fast. It sinks much faster than Ester. So if you're fishing 25, 26 feet with a micro jig and you want to get it down, you need to be using that line. Castability is great. Manageability is great. It's just a fantastic line. And of course, been using the Twitch Master now. Took it out to Little Red River last summer. Wore the trout out with that line. It's a great line. I'm not a fan of nylon lines in general, but there's certain cases you have to use them, like you're fishing on a stream where you're going to encounter some big trout. Like if you're going to target some big smallmouth at Dale Hollow and you're an ultralight angler, I'd want some 3-pound Twitch Master with me. It's just it's just necessary to be fishing with it in those kind of circumstances. But once again, tune in for the giveaway next week. The video will be coming up. If you haven't subscribed, I appreciate you subscribing. Hit the notification bell so you know when the video is coming up. And you may be one of the lucky winners to get some of the Varivas lines. And once again, I'm not sponsored by Varivas, and I can't say enough that I would not fish with this line if I didn't think it's the best line I'd get my hands on, and I absolutely love it. Thing about fishing with these JDM rods, let me tell you folks this who are just now getting into JDM rods. I was into JDM rods for years. I've been fishing JDM rods now for, I don't know, I'm going to say 10 years anyway. I was just using stateside market line. I was just using whatever line I wanted to try. It was 2-pound test, which of course stateside lines, when they say 2-pound test, are not 2-pound, or 3 to 4 pound. But the diameter on those lines, when you buy these JDM rods, like you're not going to be able to see this on this video, but these guides, they're either 1 millimeter opening or 1.5, but I think they're 1 millimeter. They're too small. I can't even get a mic on them. I have a micrometer, but I can't get them on there. They're that small. They're so small that sometimes I have trouble threading the line through there, seeing it, but that's a fact of aging eyes, folks. But anyway, if you're not using these fine diameter lines, which all these rods are basically, they're designed for Japanese lines, and you think there's not a difference? Well, there is a difference. There's a huge difference. Japanese lines, while yes, they cost more money, but I'm going to tell you something. They're worth every penny you pay for them. They are just fantastic lines. I love them. I should have been fishing with them way before now. Like I said, I've been fishing with Esther for years, but just got into the fishing the Varivas Infinity P x8 braid. The Twitch Master, I've been fishing it for about a year now. If you're not fishing Japanese lines, you're missing out. I'm here to tell you. And, I know they're expensive, but let me tell you something. You go out there to have fun. I want everything into my advantage when I go fishing. Especially the older I get, the more advantage I want, because I'm only spending 4 or 5 hours on the water a day now. I used to spend 10, 11 hours on the water. I can't do that anymore. So I need to go out. I need everything to my advantage. I need everything. I don't want any mistakes. I want everything to help me catch all the fish I can in those 4.5, 5 hours. So that's why I use these rods, these lines, these reels. I don't want to leave nothing to chance. And by getting the best equipment, you're not going to leave anything to chance. Is it necessary to catch fish? No, you can catch fish. But before I started using Japanese jig heads, I would lose, I don't know how many fish a day. If I caught 100 fish in a day, I might have lost 20, Well, that don't happen anymore due to these rods, these lines, the jig heads. It just all comes together as a package. So anyway, once again, tune in next week for the video that's going to come up. It's going to be a giveaway, and you may win something that's really, really good, really nice. So hope all of you are well. Hope all of you are warm. That's the key thing is being safe and well and warm. If you're able to fish where you're at, I hope you're fishing. I hope you're catching fish. I hope you're catching a bunch of fish. So until next time, folks, soul up 'em all, and life is good.